Now, I go to Pabeka, middle child, my beba dialogue. Right, so you've just said, how do we answer dialogue questions? I'm not really sure what you're asking. So a dialogue is a conversation, right? Two people are talking about something. So start with the topic. What are they talking about? Are they talking about sport, culture, health problems, difficulties at school, difficulties at home? What's the topic? Now, I think, Pabeka, what you've got to do when you plan is say to yourself, I've got this conversation going. I've got to think about this person needs to speak, and then this person needs to speak. If you've got about, it's a bit pale, a bit dark, 150 words or 180 words, say to yourself, in a conversation, are we going to have equal amount? In other words, are we going to have about 70 words each or 90 words each? So, Pabeka, I would put the topic into my scenario. So under the topic number, right, you've got, 2.3 or whatever it is. I would then basically put the scenario. So Pabeka is talking to Janet about the fact that she wants to take a gap year. So I wouldn't start, do you understand? I wouldn't start with, hi, Janet. Hi, Pabeka. How are you? I'm fine, thanks. How are you? Doing well. I would start with Pabeka saying, Janet, what's your advice about a gap year? And maybe I'd say something like, well, both my sons took a gap year, blah, 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 rhubarb and apple pie. Why? What are you thinking of? And then you can say, well, I really plan to do blah, 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 more rhubarb and apple pie. What do you think of what planned? And I could say, sounds good to me. What do your parents or your guardians say? Blah, 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 blah. But you understand, I would not start with little bitty things. I would start with get to the point. I would start with, I'm taking the gap year. What's your advice? Then I would reply over here. Hang on, let me get my purple. I'd reply over here about my sons and why it was a success or not a success. I would certainly tell you what you shouldn't do, all right? And then line open, new paragraph, why? Why are you thinking of it? Now we come back to you. Let's see, you are this color, I think. So now this is your second chance, and you say, well, I am planning to do X, Y, Z. You develop it a wee bit, and then, how does that sound to you? So what am I saying? If we've each got 70 words, basically, you've used your 70 words up, and I've used my 70 words up already. So I've given each of us a decent paragraph, let's say of, 50 words, and then a little question. And you've got a 50-word thing here, and you've got 5 words over here and 10 words over there. Do you see what I'm saying? So when you plan, I would plan at least something a bit substantial, not, I want to take a gap year. Oh, wow. Yes. Fantastic. Because remember, I want you to get into the skillful category. And the skillful means I need to develop something. And if you're just going, that sounds fun, I'm going to do a course, but it's going to be online, or I'm going to go off and do, whatever. And then I'm going to go and study at an institution. I don't know. I'm going to get my drivers. I don't know what you're planning. Do a typing course, whatever. Do you understand? If it's just a typing course, amazing. Yeah, and I'm going to get my license. That's fantastic. Do you see you haven't developed? Where have you developed into? What have I, as the marker, what have I got my teeth into? Nothing. So look what I've suggested, that you've got a fairly substantial paragraph. If you've got 90 words, then you could do a 70-word paragraph each with a top and tail. Are you with me? So, oh, well, Janet, since you're so supportive, I'll go and tackle my parents now. Good luck. Do you understand? There's my little bitty end. Good luck. Are you with me? So I hope, how do we answer dialogue questions? Planning, careful, thinking, and thinking about, oh, and please be reasonable. Oh, gosh. The year that was set, you want to study, but at a city far away from where you live. Write the discussion with a parent. Oh my gosh. What did we get? Hi, Ma. Hi. I want to go and study in Cape Town, let's say, and I live in Johannesburg. Oh, really? How are you going to pay for this? Oh, I'm going to get a job at a restaurant. That's wonderful. We'll come and visit sometimes. Bye. Bye. The one that I gave really good mark to was the one where the parents said, forget it. Forget it. What do you think it's going to cost? I've got to get you down there. I've got to pay for your university. I've got to pay for accommodation. If you go into res, what does that cost? If you're not in res, what am I going to have to pay? What about transport? Forget it. Let's see you start here. You're going to go to UJ or something. You can start here, and maybe if you go on, after 3 years, maybe you can think about it. But that's because that was real. All these parents who said yes, their child is going to pay for everything by getting a job at a restaurant. Right. Remember, real world. Okay.